Hi there. You find me on the outskirts of Jodhpur driving the brand new Hyundai Creta. Yes, this is just a refresh to the second generation Hyundai Creta, but my word, what a refresh. Brand new exteriors, brand new interiors, new technology and more. But let's start with the exteriors. The exteriors take inspiration from Hyundai's new H design philosophy. You might have noticed that on the Extra, and I certainly did on the new Santa Fe I experienced in South Korea recently. But before I give you my opinions about the new Hyundai Creta, let's listen to Tarun Garg, Chief Operating Officer of Hyundai Motor India Limited, on what has made the Creta such an incredible success in India with almost 1 million units sold since it was launched in 2015. Let's hear him now. So I'm here with Chief Operating Officer of Hyundai Motor India Limited, Tarun Garg, at the drive of the brand new Hyundai Creta. It's a refresh, but it's quite the refresh. And it's not the refresh that we all thought we'd get. We thought we'd get the one that's been... But Tarun, the Creta has been a stellar sales success. I'm told you've just sold just short of 1 million Cretas since launch.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you, Kushan, for having me here. Yes, and the Creta has been a blockbuster. Now we are soon going to touch the 1 million mark. And the best part about the Creta is that every generation has been the segment leader, So right from the time we launched it in 2015, when frankly speaking, SUVs were only being talked about, they contributed only 13% to the overall market. And now 8 years fast forward, when SUVs are contributing almost close to half of the market, the only thing consistent has been the Creta.
Like in Delhi, I joked in the 2000s, and you were in Maruti back then, it was the Wagoner that was everybody's vehicle of choice.
Absolutely.
But in the mid-2010s onwards, it became the Creta. In the first generation, everybody had a white Creta. Now people, of course, there's more color choice. Why do you think Indian consumers took to the Creta so much?
I think it's a very, very good question. And let me give you two perspectives there. One, I believe, is that Creta hit a very sweet spot because India, if you see, has been really growing in terms of disposable income. The customer is getting younger. He's becoming more and more aspirational. You talked about that in the early 2000s, it was a small car which used to be at every house. But today, if you see, and in fact, last 5-7 years, what has changed? What has changed is that today's customer does not want to really compromise. So he wants everything in the car. And he wants space, he wants safety, he wants latest features, he wants technology, he wants design. And he is basically looking at a car as an extension of himself. And what has happened, Kushan, is that aspirational has replaced functionality as the topmost reason. So earlier cars, it was all about fuel efficiency, or a little bit of a space is there, and it is taking me from A to B, very good. But now I think it's much more than that. And Creta has actually become like a definition of an SUV because it has, earlier SUVs, if you see, it's not that there were no SUVs before the Creta, but what was different? I think it was, again, SUVs were sold again for functionality because they gave you a higher stance, they gave you more space. At the same time, they were not so good looking. Creta, I think, brought in that element of design into the picture, and the looks were very good, and you were instantly able to relate to it. Yeah, this is the car in which I want to be seen in.
Is it also possibly because India never got into large hatchbacks?
Maybe yes, maybe yes. Actually, frankly speaking, I would not say that. I don't know what exactly a large hatchback would constitute, but if you see the I-20, they were in their own right, very, very hot hatches. But at the same time, now I think because of the roads are becoming better, so you want that kind of SUV which can really take you places. Plus, like I said, it is also dependent on your lifestyle is changing because now you don't want to sit at home in the weekend. You want to go out. You want to have that wanderlust. You want to really go places. Plus, I think COVID has added another element where you want the entire family also to go with you. And that really makes Creta a very, very complete vehicle.
Now, I'll get to one point. You said he, but what about the she? What about women consumers? Are they all, did they also want the space? Do they also want
Absolutely, absolutely. Women consumers extremely important. They want an upright stance. In fact, you would have seen that. Probably, I can say with a lot of humility that first time a female brand ambassador for an Indian auto company. We have just roped in Deepika Padukone, and the whole idea is again not only inclusivity but also because so many women are really, really relating so well to the SUVs of Hyundai, and we're very happy that is going to be the brand ambassador along with the king himself SRK for the Creta, and the response of the teasers has been fabulous. So women again not only high stand but they find Creta to be a very safe car. They want connectivity, they have getting connectivity, and now this new Creta has so much more because the interiors have been so very well revamped, if I may say. It will really make you that yes, you are sitting in a car which is very, very good to look at even from the inside, not only from the outside.
So, Tarun, in the past, you've spoken about, I mean, a few years ago, you said how almost 1/3 of your cars had sunroofs. I'm sure that number is even higher now. But now this car has ADAS. You got ADAS with the Verna.
Right.
I'm not even talking of your top-end Tucson, Ioniq. Is ADAS something you've got from customer feedback? Are customers wanting things like automatic braking, which we can question a lot, but do they want these? They want the latest technology in their cars.
Absolutely. In fact, that's a very, again, I think it is a very, very futuristic technology. And the way people have adopted to it has taken even me by surprise. Frankly speaking, we thought that, okay, Tucson is okay because top of the line, Ioniq 5 is okay. But would ADAS work in a Verna? You will be surprised, Kushan, that more than 35% of the Verna sales is with ADAS. And people have really, really liked it. And we grew so confident. And in the venue, we launched the ADAS as well, and now of course it is coming in the Creta. And now in fact we hear that even regulations are being thought that yes, some features of the ADAS going forward can become mandatory. I think which is very good because ultimately you want to eliminate the human error from the picture, because as you know, India is very, very high, unfortunately, on accidents and fatalities in accidents. And I think ADAS is really providing a great assist to the driver. And yes, I know your concerns about the braking, and I fully agree. But at the same time, I think there is so much more to ADAS, not just the FCA you're talking about. And I think going forward, India is going to lap up ADAS. And now, I mean, on a drop of a hat, we are having ADAS in 6 models out of our 12, 13 models that we have. So who would have thought that Hyundai would have almost close to 50% of the models with ADAS? So I see a lot of potential, and I see that ADAS would really help, eliminate that human error and help us really save more and more lives.
Thank you so much, Tarun. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kushan. Thank you.
So over there, you heard Tarun Garg, COO of Hyundai Motor India Limited, about what makes the Creta great. And really, they've worked on things like the exterior design and interior design. That's what people want now. They don't just want fuel economy. Even though the version I am driving today, which is the naturally aspirated petrol model, 115 PS, made to what Hyundai calls an intelligent variable transmission, the IVT. This is quite an economical car. Yes, I'm on an empty highway right now, so I'm getting 15 kilometers per liter. This is a short drive, but I've driven this particular engine and transmission combination on other Hyundai cars, such as the last generation Verna, and it is fabulously efficient on the highways as well. During COVID, I drove that car, got 18 kilometers per liter, doing up and down runs to Kanpur. Other than that, I really, really like the cabin of this car. I know the exterior design is there. It's very different from the outgoing model. I'm not a great fan of connected light bars in the front or rear. They remind me a bit about tube lights, but that's what design is evolving to. But I really like what Hyundai has done with the headlights, the H design. It really makes this car stand apart, but the interiors, I think, is where they've really worked. This is a nice cabin. I've always felt interior design is always more important than exterior design because you spend time inside the car. Yes, what your car looks like outside projects an image of you, but inside, this what matters. I really like this large slab design they've done for the instrument cluster and the infotainment. It's just one continuous screen. It feels like one continuous screen. It's very similar to what you have in the Ioniq 5 and the Tucson. Again, very, very well laid out controls, very ergonomic. This particular look of the Creta, which is not the look we expected to come. Many people expected the Tucson looking Creta, which was launched in the Indonesian market first to come to India, but we instead got a more Santa Fe looking Creta in India. This will be only manufactured by the India factory and sent across the world. It's a really good looking car. I think Hyundai has done a fantastic job with this car, with its design. Great to look at, good car to drive. And I think it will be almost impossible for any other manufacturer to knock Hyundai off the top of the C-segment SUV market. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do subscribe to ThePrint for more such great automotive content and, of course, content on defense, security, and politics.